I appreciate it. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen just fine. Can everybody see his screen? Give us a big Y. All right. There's some Y's coming in. They can see you, Brian. It's all
Awesome.
you.
All right, I appreciate it. So on behalf of the Elevation Group, my brother Jake and myself and our entire family here at EVG, I want to welcome you to this presentation on how to create cash flow, build wealth, and experience true financial freedom in your life starting today. So now you should see a picture of me. That's me there on the left and my brother Jake on the right, and I'm going to be your host here for this presentation. So how did I come to be here today? Well, I want to share this with you really quickly because just a few years ago, I still worked a regular office job. I mean, like many people might be doing right now. And I guess I would say I did what everyone around me did, right? I went to school, got a job, worked hard, and I saved into a 401k. And hopefully someday in the far, far distant future, I'd finally retire and live that good life. That's what I was doing. I was getting by as a construction manager. Yet back then, I was a slave to my job, and my job controlled my time, it controlled my life. And a lot of people are familiar with that feeling. But life in a cubicle was not what I wanted. And I had a growing family, like a lot of people. Like that's my daughter, Zoe, on the left right there. When she was young, she's now, she just turned 8 years old in September. And my son there, Colton on the right, is going to turn 6 here in December. But that was what I was doing. I was living the supposed good life, but I was stuck. And it took some pretty devastating events to set me on a different path. My grandfather passing away before he really was able to experience retirement was one of them. And then, 10 years even after that, though, and this is like 8 years ago, once again, I was following that traditional path, right? I was saving into a 401k, and I had a house and a growing family. And I guess I had all the boxes checked on the American Dream checklist. But I wanted something different, but I wasn't doing anything differently. So then around, it was in 2009 or 10, I saw this article in this magazine, and it was talking about net worth. And it said that most people don't even know their net worth. And so I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. I've been working for about 10 years in the rat race. I wonder what mine is. I mean, I didn't even know. So I added up all my assets, things like cars and homes, and I added up all my liabilities, mortgage, debt, and all that garbage. And the result about made me puke. That's actually the sheet that I used to do that back then. And I found out that if I liquidated all my assets, paid off all my debts, I would still be in debt. That sucked. And so not only was still in debt, but my assets were not even growing as quickly as my debt was. It was nuts. So in fact, on top of my grandfather passing away, he passed in right after I retired. And it was a huge trigger for me. Do something different and start now. And my brother Jake, he was at a similar point in his life. So we decided to do this, challenge each other. We challenged each other to grow and become as wealthy as possible in the shortest amount of time. It was pretty cool. And so we wanted to be investors. So we started this journey, and one that we are still on and will always be on. And we started reading books on real estate, following successful entrepreneurs, going to meetups, going to events and masterminds, whatever we could do or get our hands on, we did it. And we started building a network, and we got mentors, coaches, and we took action, like massive action. And we started having success. Here are some properties that we did when I bought that I did incredibly well. There was some trial and error when we first started, but we didn't give up. We kept going because we knew that we would succeed. And now for the past eight years, I've had the opportunity to partner and invest with and learn from, do deals with, created businesses with, and investments with some of the wealthiest investors and business owners in the world. This is one mastermind there on the left that I present at regularly. I'm actually going there next week. It's well over $10,000 or $20,000 to attend, and there's millionaires, billionaires that attend this. Kevin Harrington's one of the members, and I work with members from that group. And I've made it my mission to share that journey, to share what we are doing, the strategies, the results with as many people as possible, and we do that through the Elevation Group. And so what we do here at the Elevation Group is we peek behind the curtains into the lives of successful investors, world-class entrepreneurs. What are they doing? How are they building their wealth? And not only are we privy to the strategies of these wealthy elites, we have access to the same advisors that they use. And our members in the Elevation Group, they join us on this journey. And so on this presentation specifically, you're going to discover the steps that Jake and I and our members have followed that allowed us to break free from financial struggle to create that life of abundance, but most importantly, a life of freedom. And so I'll take you through the 5 pillars of wealth and show you exactly how to use each one to reach your financial goals, how to become your own bank so that you can fund everything from a brand new car, real rental properties, passive assets, even a luxury vacation, while the same money continues to work for you, and how to create passive income so that you can quit your job if you want, finally pursue your dreams instead of having to wait, until late in life. Like my grandfather, he never enjoyed his retirement, yet he worked for over 40 years. So here's how. It's the wealth building framework that we put together to simplify, streamline, and fast track your wealth. And we call it the EVG Wealth Blueprint, which consists of the 5 pillars of financial independence. Because look, it doesn't matter where you're starting from. There is something that you can do in each of these 5 areas to fast track your wealth. Now, one last thing. That's the what, who's the who. So once again, I'm the who. I'm Brian Fouts. I'll be your host. That's my brother Jake there on the right. He's my business partner and best friend. Now, in addition to my brother Jake, we've assembled what I call an incredible team, the A-team of wealth attraction and financial independence. And here's how they have worked for us and for me. So I went from, by the way, working a 9-to-5 job, having a boss, not being in control of my time. And by the way, when you control your time, you control your life. It's amazing. I went from that and using these strategies to building a real estate portfolio. And that's one of the many houses that I've owned. My brother Jake and I, we found a business model that we loved, and we bought an existing business for over $1 million, over 7 figures. And as you can see right there on the lower right, that business did over $98,000 in just 1 week. And my brother Jake and I, using our network, we learned another strategy that is absolutely incredible. And so we followed the steps of one of our advisors that laid out. We started a new marketing business from scratch that did 6 figures of revenue in just the first 6 months. Now, keep in mind, this was from one single little strategy, a side business, not even our main focus of business. And here's a snapshot of what that business did actually here recently, last month, over a 30-day period, over $23,000. And yet that business is on track to be a 7-figure business in less than 18 months from the access and strategies that we have. And so all this has allowed us, my family and my brother and I, to do what we want, to spend our time how we want, be my own boss, spend more time traveling. As you can see, I love classic cars right there. It's one thing I love doing. I'm able to do more of that. I control how much money I make, not a boss or some company. And this is what we do. We love teaching our members how to do this. I mean, we all want to have more freedom in our lives, right? You want to be your own boss. I mean, what would that mean to you? So that's what this is all about. So let's go ahead and go through the 5 pillars that we teach our members how to implement in their own lives. So the first is cash flow resources. Now, when it comes to your available resources, everyone is different. Some are starting from a place where they have no extra money. Some have money to invest. And the beauty of this process is that it doesn't matter where you're starting from because there's resources all around you. Now, there's a 3-step process to this pillar, this wealth building pillar. So 1, you find easy ways to find cash. You do a little bit more effort and you find other ways to generate more income. And then last is you get more involved and you look for resources that you already have, but also create new ones. And I'll share the strategy that I did that you might be familiar with that generated over $10,000 in cash for me in a very short period of time. Now, here's what you do in step 1. So the first step is you find easy ways to generate cash. So you eliminate waste and keep more of your current income because a lot of people have a lot of waste in their current income. And when you can recapture that, you can generate $200, $2,000 or more of cash in your pocket each month. Very simple, very easy to do. You'll change your W-2 withholding. So if you are a W-2 employee, you will change your withholding so that you keep your money now because a lot of people give the IRS a free loan. You get that money now. You can actually get up to $230 or more a month if you get the average refund each year. You want that money in your hands because you want to control it. And you can find money that you're owed. This is a great one that a lot of people don't know about. You can use websites like missingmoney.com or unclaimed.org, a couple websites that do searches for you, and you'll find money that you might be owed that you don't even know about. And this is just a handful of dozens of other ways that you can create more income very, very quickly and easily. You can generate $500, $1,000 a month just by doing a very few simple things. But this is only the first step. Next is you'll take what I call medium level energy or efforts to find more cash. A great one is asking for a raise. People don't even think about this, but you can ask for a raise and very easily get more cash coming in without doing any additional effort. You can find a higher paying job. A lot of people will switch jobs, change employers to increase income so that you can put that towards investments. As an example, I've done all these, by the way. I did all of these to create wealth in my life. When I switched employers years ago, I got a 10% bump in pay. That was over that $7,000 in additional income that I put towards investments and real estate. You can discover a new skill online. And let me tell you, there are a ton of training programs, and you're probably hearing some right now, that you can take advantage of. You can learn a new skill that will allow you to make extra money, and it doesn't take long. But when you get that extra income, $1,000, $2,000 a month, you can put it towards the next pillars we're going to talk about here in a moment. And then the final step to generating cash is getting more involved. So become a real estate investor, as an example. This is one that I've done, and I'll show you in a moment, a deal that I did that only took a handful of hours but generated over $10,000. You can start your own business. My side business can easily generate $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 of additional income or cash flow a month. And in fact, many of our members are now full-time business owners and entrepreneurs and are generating $100,000, $200,000 or more in income a year. Another one you can do is take a side skill that you have and become a consultant on the side. So as an example, this is something I have done in the past where I had a regular job. I realized I could take that same skill and on the side make even more money outside my regular job and take that extra cash flow and I put it towards investments and built my wealth up. You can look at getting another job. A lot of people go do something on the weekends. You can generate $500, $1,000 a month easily by doing that. But once again, the point of all this is to generate cash flow to go towards the next pillar to create that real wealth. And plus, when you start this process, you'll find resources and income and that you never even considered. And it's incredible when you can leverage that cash flow into the rest of the pillars and create real wealth. And here's one of the ways that I did it as well. This was a real estate project that I did. It was simple, created a lot of money, cash flow, and I did it when I had a full-time job, by the way. And so I saw this house. I was driving for dollars, just driving around looking for homes that were in disrepair. This house was a disaster, as you can tell. I contacted the property owners, got the home under contract. I wholesaled the contract to another person, investor, for $15,000. It took me less than 10 hours in total to do this. And it generated a lot of income and capital that I put towards another real estate property investment. Now, I want you to take a second and just picture it in your mind. Picture you with more money, extra money. Plant that seed right now, because when you start doing these kinds of strategies, you can create additional money and income stream you didn't even know about. But the next step is how you really leverage that income stream to create real wealth. That brings us to pillar 2 that we talk to that we teach our members about. And this is what I call building the war chest, or taking money off the table, or playing with the house's money. So in pillar 1, you find resources, you find cash flow. Maybe you did a side business, real estate, whatever it is. And now it's time to take a look at how you use that money to get more money. How do you get that money making more money for you? Get it to work for you. Because we all understand working for your money, but the goal is to get it working for you as well. And one of our favorite strategies of our members is something called elevation banking, or becoming your own bank. And with elevation banking, what this allows you to do, this strategy, you no longer have to use banks and credit cards for things like loans or purchases. You have financial certainty for the future because you're getting guaranteed returns with the strategy for life. You can put your money to work in 2 places at the exact same time. So I want you to think about that for a sec. Imagine your money in 2 places, 2 investments, making interest in 2 places at the exact same time. You can use this to acquire assets and investments that pay you. So you can actually acquire assets that provide cash flow, and you're able to take advantage of investment opportunities when they arise because you essentially have become the bank. Now, there's nothing like this strategy. It's something that you can start using immediately, and a lot of people don't know about. Now, what this is, it uses dividend-paying whole life contracts to create wealth accounts. Now, this is not an insurance strategy. It's a wealth strategy that very few people know about and even know how to set up. So we help our members implement this. It's a phenomenal way, though, to put money to work for you in a guaranteed way, get guaranteed returns, but also allow you to use that same capital to invest in other strategies and assets. Other things you do inside pillar 2 to put your money to work for you is you can invest in, obviously, consistent growth stocks or stock market strategies. Get high returns there. You can invest in commodities like gold and silver. They can fluctuate, though, so there's some caution there, but it's a good investment for a portion of your portfolio. I typically do 10% max in this kind of stuff overall, mainly for reserves. Another thing you can do, people don't think about, is investing in art. A lot of successful, wealthy investors love to invest in art because it can appreciate very, very well. We've seen it go from 10, 50%, even up to 2,000% return or 200% returns by investing in collectibles and arts. You can put your money into basically money market accounts. Very simple, and we all know about these ones. But if you're looking for liquidity and something you can access quickly, this is a great strategy I recommend to a lot of people getting started because you can get some returns there while it's safe and liquid. And then we also look at tax lien certificates as a great strategy here because it's a little more advanced, but it's a great way to get a great return on your cash. The only downside is that it does tie up your cash for a bit, but you can get 10, 20% returns at the same time. And to be clear, in pillar 2, what we teach here is this is not for cash flow. It is for consistent, predictable growth, getting your money working for you, getting an ROI. We cover cash flow in a later pillar. This one is used to take money off the table so that it can grow safely and be used later on. The next pillar that we teach people to do is the protection pillar. Our goal here is to keep what you make. Because how many times have you heard of some famous person getting sued, or a story about how their fortune was, seized at the time of their death, leaving nothing to their families? As an example, y'all remember The Sopranos, right? The actor James Gandolfini, who played Tony Soprano, that's him right there. Now, unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 51 from a heart attack. But at the time of his death, he had failed, he had failed to put his $70 million estate into a trust. And after his death, only about 20% of it was left, his estate was left to his wife. So a massive portion of his estate was wiped out because of estate taxes. And so not having that inside of a trust or a plan, he lost a lot of that wealth, or his family lost a lot of it. Now, one thing that we've also noticed when we work with our partners and work with a lot of wealthy individuals is that taxes are always on their mind. Now, I don't mean they obsess about them. I just mean they're always planning for taxes. And I love, by the way, I love playing the tax game. It's a great game to win. But everything that they do, wealthy individuals do, is financially thought out to give them the best advantages with things like taxes. But for most people, taxes are the largest expense that you have. 20 to 40% of your money goes to taxes. So like the wealthy, you must reduce that expense and keep as much of what you already make, because when you do, it's basically free money when you keep it, rather than giving it to the IRS. And here's some other things that you can do in Pillar 3. So one, you can actually look at an entity. Creating an LLC, by the way, if you guys don't already have one of those, it doesn't matter if you're investing in the markets or whatever, having an LLC as an investment entity is one of the best things and easiest things to set up in most states, but it opens up the door to a lot of other strategies. So the tax code, by the way, is 2,600 pages long, 2,600 pages long, but the first 450 pages of it, that's what most tax planners use for the average person. But what about the remaining pages? Well, those are the ones that are used by businesses and entrepreneurs and wealthy people to reduce their tax liability and keep more of their money. So as you start to develop your side business, your real estate business, your trading business, whatever it is, you create an entity like an LLC that allows you to take advantage of the rest of the tax code. You also use, I want to share a really cool little strategy with you that it does two things that I think are very important that you need to know about. One is reduce your tax liability, of course, and also funnel profits or income from a business to you personally. And this is called the home conference room rental deduction, and it allows you to accomplish those two things. Now, to be clear, this is not deducting a home office on your return. That's a great strategy as well, but this is we're talking about a lesser known strategy here. Now, this is section 280A of the tax code, and it allows you to do is you can rent your home to your business for things like a company meeting, staff meeting, or a conference. And you can do that up to 14 days per person per year. And what you do is you use a competitive rate to rent like a conference room or at a hotel to your business, so from your home. But here's the cool thing. It is a tax deduction to your business. So one, it reduces your taxable income, and it's also considered tax-free income to you as a person. The IRS lets you consider that to be tax-free income up to 14 days a year, and that's an additional $1,000 a month potentially of income for you. But once again, it's tax-free income to you as a person, but it's a deduction to your business. Pretty awesome, right? And there's dozens of these strategies out there that you can use to keep more of the money that you make. Also, as part of this pillar, you're going to want to look at trusts or a family trust, because these protect your personal assets and is a security net around your personal assets and your business assets too as well if you do a business trust. Now, it's a huge deal for probate protection as well. And when you put together a family trust, it adds a layer of protection because it will take control of your assets, but it also protects your privacy, which is very, very, very important. And there's also a lot more ways to protect yourself. And honestly, we could talk about them all day long. But these are some of the main ones that you're going to want to put in your life to make sure that you're protecting your personal assets as you build wealth and your entities. Now, for now, we'll move on to pillar number 4. Now, this is the one pillar that most people get really excited about because it's all about cash flowing assets, creating more cash flow, and having more money coming in. And this is where you're going to you're ready to go get it, as I call it. You create some serious wealth and money here. I call this rallying the troops. In other words, it's not having to work for the capital, and I call it investments and assets. So this is where you're going to do some investments. So this is where you'll take the money that you set aside, that you've grown, that you've protected, and now you're going to create passive income streams from it in pillar 4. So this includes things like real estate properties. So when we were first starting out, my brother Jake and I, we were getting $600,000, $2,000, $3,000 or more in cash flow a month just from a few properties. You can look at options trading strategies. So a lot of you might already be familiar with those. Where you can get income, 2,000, 5,000, whatever it is more of cash flow a month from that. You can look at buying dividend paying stocks if you're looking for something very passive. You can look at oil and gas as an example. You can get incredible returns of 15 to 30% or more on your money here. And the first time I invested in oil and gas, because of the tax advantages, I got a massive refund of over $20,000 in that first year because of the tax benefits of oil and gas. That was incredible when I did that. You can look at lending and partnerships. So investors that lend on real estate, they routinely get 20% returns here, great cash flow. We've done a lot of that. A lot of our members do that as well.
Are we stopped at Fouts? I think and hate it.
Also, you can look at certain funds that invest in real estate. So they pay consistent returns, 8 to 12% over time. Let's see here. You can also look at buying a business that fits into this pillar. One of our members recently started a new business doing about $30,000 a year in the strategy that he learned through EVG. And another member started another one. He's doing $600,000. So we have members that are using our advisors to buy businesses that give them cash flow each year. Also, here's an example. So another of our advisors, one of our advisors inside of our membership, Peter, he reached out with an opportunity. They had 10 turnkey properties. So 10 turnkey properties that came on the market. And because of our relationship, because of our network, and because that our members are plugged into our network, Peter came to us first, and our members got first crack at acquiring these properties. There was 10 of them. They were cash flowing. And so we presented them to our membership. They snatched them all up fast. These properties had tenants. They were a perfect fit. And now they're getting anywhere from $500 to $700 of cash flow a month because of their ability to use the pillars and be ready to acquire cash flowing assets. Now they're getting anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 of income a year. Some of them bought multiple properties. By the way, they're getting $15,000, $20,000 of passive income from these opportunities. Because it's these first four pillars, by the way, pillars 1 through 4, that provide the cash flow, the wealth accumulation, the asset protection, the passive income strategies that can turn you into, that can create wealth. That can create wealth in your life. And these are the same things that we've used, that the wealthy use, the successful investors use to create wealth in their life. And that brings us to the final pillar, which is pillar 5. Now, this is legacy, and this is how you'll be remembered and use your wealth for future generations. But it includes strategies to educate your kids to be financially self-reliant, if that's something you're passionate about, as well as planning for their education, maybe their financial future. But it's also how your money will be distributed once you're gone as well. But it also includes aspects of elevation banking, which I noted before. It includes strategies around family trusts, even charities or causes that you want to contribute to. And one thing we use in this pillar is family meetings. Now, these types of meetings can involve a financial planner. They don't have to, though, but they can involve a financial planner. But it's where you and the rest of your family get together, parents, children, grandchildren of certain ages, of course, and you discuss the family wealth and how it will be passed on. And you can plan for multiple generations into the future with these. And one way to protect and plan for your money's future is through the use of offshore trusts or offshore banking. And they're great for protecting assets, but also sheltering them for generations. And they bring with them some very effective tax strategies as well. And so those are the 5 pillars. And they're very simple. They're very easy to follow. And by following them just as we've described here, you can do some amazing things for your financial future. And by simply implementing the 5 pillars into your life, you'll build very serious wealth. So we've covered the first 5 pillars. And we looked at the first one, which was cash flow extraction. So how to look at your current income, how to keep more of it, anywhere from $200, $2,000 or more, coming into your pocket each month. Maybe looking at changing a W-2 with holdings to create more cash flow, get a raise, change employers. One of our favorite ones for our members is learning an online skill, basically a home business, how to create a home business where they can create cash flow on the side and put that towards pillar 2 and then eventually towards passive assets. Look at becoming a real estate investor, maybe, or getting a side hustle going and generating $500 or more, $1,000 a month in extra income a month. So in pillar 2, the war chest creation. This is where we looked at another ways to put your money to work for you. So elevation banking. This is by far one of the most popular ones for our members to use in this pillar because you can say no to the big banks, no to credit cards and their fees, but you can get guaranteed return on your cash, and you're able to put your money to work in 2 places at the same time. This one is one of our favorites of our members because of that. You can really create some incredible wealth using this strategy. Maybe you look at long-term growth for stocks and or stocks for consistency. You invest in commodities like gold and silver for reserves. Use money market accounts to keep your cash liquid and safe, but also getting a return working for you. You can look at tax liens as an example for getting high returns. Get your money really working for you. And when you take the cash from pillar 1, the cash flow that you create, and you put it to work in pillar 2, I mean, just imagine that money growing month after month, getting bigger and bigger, which allows you to create wealth in the following pillars so that you can put that money to work in even bigger and more passive ways. Now, pillar 3, we talked about how you'll protect your war chest, protect your personal assets. So using entities to get tax benefits. And by the way, you can use very simple entities even if you don't have cash flow. And so my first entity I created, I didn't have cash flow, but it saved me around $6,000 in taxes that first year and every year thereafter. You can protect your assets with a trust. If you don't have one of those, I strongly recommend looking at having one in place. You'll win the tax game also by playing the game, but also by looking at simple strategies and using entities. You can keep your assets out of the hands of what we call financial predators because they are out there. People will come there to try to steal your money. You want to protect that and also not be a victim. And we also talked about how to rent your home to your business to get money into your pocket tax-free, but also get a tax benefit to your business at the same time. Next, in pillar 4, you saw how you'll leverage the first 3 pillars and create wealth very quickly, easily, and how to have passive income for life. Now, this is where you reclaim your time, where you become your own boss. So you look at investing in real estate, which will create cash flow year after year. So imagine generating $5,000, $25,000 or more every year from real estate properties. You can get cash flow with options or dividend stocks. You can look at oil and gas, getting 30% or more returns. And by the way, also getting a 70% tax break the first year that only the wealthy typically use. Phenomenal way to get money back into your pocket right there. You can lend on businesses or become a business partner in a business, and you'll easily see 10%, 20%, 100% returns or more as a partner in businesses. You can invest in a fund that pays consistent returns month after month, and you are hands off. So in pillar 4, it's all about how to create that passive income, 5, 6, even 7-figure returns when you focus on passive income. So imagine what making $25,000 a year in passive income would do for you. $50,000, $100,000. What would that allow you to do? I mean, would you have more freedom, more certainty, spend time doing the things that you want to do? And last, in pillar 5, we talked about how to teach your kids to be financially self-reliant. And this is one of the ones that my brother Jake and I are very passionate about because we do have young kids. And so we're always teaching them about entrepreneurship, that there's other ways that they can go out there to create wealth in their life rather than going down the traditional path that we're all taught from a young age. I was taught that from a young age, but I'm teaching my kids another way. You can also use advanced strategies so that your wealth lasts for generations. You can look at offshore trusts, giving back, making a dent in the world by making impact in others' lives. Also, one thing we also teach in this pillar is that I recommend you guys do is create a business entity for your children. So just a simple business entity that they can use to start to understand how businesses work and how entrepreneurship works. And then you can use that to set up even bank accounts and all that stuff. It's pretty fun when they get involved in that. You can help them do that. So that's the 5 pillars that we teach our members. There's a lot more that we do inside there, but we have our advisor group that teaches these strategies as well. So we have experts in all these different areas that we invite in here that teach the lessons, and then also we let our members work with them. So I want to go ahead and share with you what that is, what it looks like for how that we teach these to our members and how they are able to implement these in their lives by using our network and our membership platform. So this is where we invite people to join our insiders community. So join us on our ongoing journey where we go out, we search out the best experts, the best advisors and strategies, and bring them to you, to our EVG community, to our members. And that's our EVG Insiders Club. And so what we do here, as I said before, we bring together the best of the best wealth experts, their trainings, their strategies, investment opportunities. So we actually, as I'll share with you, we bring investment opportunities to our membership, resources and connections that they use to unlock their true wealth potential. And so the EVG Insiders Club, it's a private community and it's dedicated to providing its members with in-depth trainings, resources, valuable connections that they use to expand their wealth in the shortest time possible. And so this is what we teach our members inside the EVG Insiders Club. So first is the Foundation Series. And so this is where you learn how the wealthy think about money and are wired to attract it, and how you can do the same. Because the goal here is to switch your focus from getting paid now, which a lot of people are always focused on getting paid now, to getting paid for life. When you make that switch And think about that right now. Think about getting paid now, which is trading time for money, to getting paid for life, getting returns and passive cash flow for life. It's a very different way of thinking, how to structure your time to maximize your wealth potential and a ton more. Because something to realize about this community, the Insiders Club, is that we are always adding content to it because things are always changing. Strategies are always changing. And we are on a journey, one that I love, and we're out there to find the best of the best and always be bringing new and actionable content from real experts that have the proven track records. So then we have pillar one, which is the resource extraction, which you guys have seen. So here, what we do is we show step-by-step tutorials on how to find cash flow now. We have walkthrough trainings on how to properly ask for a raise and get one, if that's something you're interested in, which a lot of people love doing that one because it's very simple. You can look at multiple vetted strategies from our expert network on how to make money online, how to create a side hustle, or use your existing skills and create cash flow. And then we have lessons from expert entrepreneurs on how to start your own home business as well, and much more. Then we have a pillar two, which is the war chest. And here you're mentored by experts from the people that mentor Robert Kiyosaki as an example. You're going to have introductions by a top expert financial advisor that advises wealthy, the ultra rich, on wealth strategies. We have lessons by leading experts on how to become your own bank. So how to become your own bank to create more guaranteed returns for life. And then tutorials on easy strategies to start putting your cash flow to work for you. And I want to understand what this membership is and what we're getting access to as an insider, because we go out, we find the experts, those that advise the wealthy. We interview them, we learn their strategies, we invest our own money with them, and then we bring them to our membership on a silver platter. So we plug everyone into our network, into an inner circle of, call it, true wealth experts, and get coaching directly from them. Then we have pillar three, which is building the fortress. This is where we learn basic asset protection all the way through advanced strategies from one of the best advisors out there that advises wealthy families, and he's incredible. You learn how a business entity can protect you and also give you benefits from taxes as well, and then basic tax strategies all the way through advanced ones from our expert that advises successful entrepreneurs on how to do the same thing, and then much more lessons inside there and tutorials. Pillar four is where we rally the troops. This is an incredible one. This is our favorite one of most of our members, because this is where we bring investment opportunities. And that's right. We bring multiple opportunities to invest. So one of our members recently invested in a business that somebody from our network approached us with an opportunity, and they're now getting over 10% returns on that, plus some incredible other access just from investing in this one business. You also learn from a leading real estate firm how you can invest in passive real estate and how to acquire properties directly from them. We actually will let you invest directly through them. Recently, that's where we had the 10 properties come from that our members just bought and are now getting incredible cash flow. So it's phenomenal. They're loving that one. You can discover how the rich invest in oil and gas and how you can do the same through one of our expert advisors. And you look at how multi-million-dollar real estate deals are put together if you want to get invested or get involved in those as well with one of our advisors, and also how to invest in paper assets for cash flow. A lot of our members love to do the paper asset one because you can do it from home, and it's a very simple way to get a lot of simple passive income cash flow. And then when you go through pillar four, the cool thing about this pillar is that you'll understand what asset classes you want to invest in. You'll have the knowledge to invest in those strategies confidently, and also you'll have access to the opportunities to invest in them that basically the average person does not have access to this many opportunities, because we bring them to you. Pillar five is where we brought in the expert advisors to see how they create a legacy, how they set that up. So you'll see how to set up a business, which is, I love that one right there, how to set up a business for your kids so they can learn how entrepreneurship can work. You'll discover how to teach your kids, though, to be financially self-reliant. So we have a leading real estate developer who loves that, and that's what he teaches. We also look at how advanced tax strategies can benefit you once your wealth is built, and also uncover how to pass your wealth on and give back. So that's everything we have inside there. Now, in addition to that, we also have some pretty cool tools. So one is we built and put together over 20 personal financial calculators that can calculate anything from your net worth to credit assessments to home budget analysis, everything. There's a whole bunch of it inside there, and we also are always building more. We have additional resources that we are always adding to. So we have archives, lessons, we have Q&A with our memberships, previous recordings, recommended readings, tons of stuff inside there. But most importantly, and this is the one that our members use the most, is going to be our Rolodex. It's our mission here at EVG to continually search out to build relationships with expert advisors, basically those who are out there doing it, and learn from them, implement their strategies in our lives, and to make these experts available to our Insiders Club. So as part of our community, you get access to our entire network of experts. And when you're ready to work with them, we actually just let us know, and we actually make a personal introduction on our behalf of our members. And these are not your typical strip mall financial advisors either. These are the experts that the wealthy turn to. And all of our members have direct access to them inside. And by the way, so we pay a lot of money to have access to these individuals. We pay over $20,000 for just one mastermind to get access to one or two of these advisors. And I'm in at least 3 of these. So if you can think about that, how much does it cost that we spend each year to do this? Well over $100,000 or more. But all of our members have access to all the advisors because we bring them to you. Now, also I want to mention here, so this is something else that we do. So you can go learn from a real estate guru. If you want to do real estate, you can go spend $2,000, $3,000 for one strategy. You can pay $25,000 and get, real estate coaching. And by the way, if you can see that right there, that's a receipt that I paid $12,500 for years ago, just for one real estate strategy, one training. And once it was done, it was over. And as you'll see, our members get access to everything that we've learned in that training and dozens of others. So yeah, that's right. So we've actually paid for it, and our members get to use it. That's how our membership works. We actually go out there, we find the things, we learn them, we bring them back. So I get this question every now and then: how much did it cost for us to put together all the advisors and this platform? Many, many years and well over $1 million to put all this together so that we can create something that is easily worth $25,000 or more for our members. But we offer it as part of this platform, and now part of this seminar, we're offering it for just $9.97 right now. For access to the EVG Insiders Club. That's it. So you can click the link there. It's theelevationgroup.com/join now. But we also have a few things that we were offering as part of this for our members that we've really seen them have massive success with. So we wanted to make sure that it was part of this overall package that our membership gets. So let me go ahead and share some of those right now. So the first one is our real estate course. So I want to make sure that people have access to the real estate course, because my brother Jake and I, we have spent years, tens of thousands of dollars investing in real estate, and it has changed our lives. And so what we've done is we've broken it down into simple to easy steps, calculators, videos, PDFs, follow along, case studies, step-by-steps, everything that you need to have success in real estate. And so we put it all inside there to get started in virtually any of the strategies, the more common strategies in real estate. I got started with no money strategies. That's how I did it. And so we put everything we have, all of our resources inside that. We also have a crypto success course. So there's a ton of talk about crypto right now. Of course, it's been, it's been up and it's been down. People think it's over. Some people think it's going to go up. We have a course that teaches people how to get started, how it works, how to basically participate. Then we have bonus number 3, which is our 6-week quick start series, where we actually meet each week and we break down each of the pillars and the foundation series, and we go in through them through detail, walk through the members area, and make sure that everybody is getting started with as quickly and basically as profitably as possible. And because I don't want anything to stand in the way of our member success. So I personally walk everyone through the 5 pillars. Then we have our Elevation Live. This is the favorite bonus of all of our members. So each month we interview an expert investor. Maybe it's an entrepreneur, financial advisor, real estate person, or whomever live. And it's an opportunity to learn directly from them, their tips, their strategies, their secrets to building wealth, and it's live. So all of our members can ask questions live and learn their entrepreneur's story and their journey. It's a lot of fun, and you hear some insane stories about things that people have done, and a lot of our members get pretty excited about it because they can see how someone did it. How did you have your success? How did you do it? And so as an EVG member, you get access to all these calls free, and also all of the recordings. So people love this one. And some of the things we've covered so far through there is like, one was how to quit your job in 18 months. Everybody loved that one. How to invest in apartments, tax lien investing, crypto trading, how to become an entrepreneur, gold and silver, much, much more. So it's a very, very fun event that we do for our members. And then we have our monthly live Q&A. So this is your chance to get all your questions answered live and in person each and every month. So it can be questions around elevation banking, real estate, building a business, boosting cash flow, anything else you have questions on. We answer them every month. Our team is there to give advice, directions, point you in the right directions. And so we explore a variety of topics based upon what our members are asking about. We dive into all of them. And also we have all the previous recordings of the Q&As in there as well. And then last is our Wealth Blueprint. So our Wealth Blueprint is our proprietary online wealth planning tool. It's designed to help you, call it perfect the wealth building plan. And it's designed specifically for you, and it keeps you focused and on track, helps you stay the course while navigating through the 5 pillars, and is basically, it's a roadmap that helps you along your financial journey to building wealth. And Make sure want you to have access to that. And then I'm gonna throw in one more bonus that's not even listed here. For anybody that goes through this, fills out the Wealth Blueprint, and sends it to me, I will hop on a coaching call and go through this specifically with you, walk through it, and make sure that you're on the right track, because that's one of the things that really has helped my brother Jake and I and a lot of our members is having one-on-one coaching and getting pointed in the right direction and getting some feedback. So I will hop on, go through this with you, let you know what to think and where you should be headed. So once again, this is everything that we have inside of our membership. We have the EVG Insiders Club, which is our foundation series, the pillars, calculators, resources, Rolodex, and the bonuses, which are two of our popular courses, which is the real estate and the crypto course, the 6-week quick start series, the Elevation Live, the monthly Q&A, and the EVG Wealth Blueprint. So if anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them right now. Also, our membership it's there at theelevationgroup.com/join now. Someone said they lost audio. Is there any questions? So questions here. So someone asked about an annual fee. This one typically this one's good right now for we typically will make it good through the end of the weekend. This one's typically a $9.97 annual fee. Right now we're going to make this one, if you join in the next 3 days, we'll make this one a lifetime fee. So it's $9.97 for life. So when you click the link there, you'll see it says it's either $197 per month or $9.97 per year. For anybody that does it, that joins in the next 3 days, we'll just go ahead and make it a lifetime membership, so you don't have to worry about the annual fee. So this is a one-time fee.
Brian, I had a question posted to me directly. So the question is, if it's the $9.97, you're doing that for a lifetime, does that also include the membership, which is the $197 a month, or like are they considered separate products?
You have a choice of doing $197 or $997. You have a choice. And so $997 is for life. So it's a one-time thing. It includes everything. The $197 is everything, but it's a monthly. So it's $197 per month indefinitely. So it's obviously we give for those who want to go lifetime for the one-time fee, it's obviously a pretty good deal. So that's why it's there.
Right. Great. Okay. I get it. Yeah. Because, do the math, right? I'm taking that lifetime all day long if I want it. But anyway. Okay. All right. So what, someone's asking, what is the insurance banking product that you spoke about?
Yes. So that's, we call that elevation banking. It's a strategy and where you use called dividend paying whole life insurance contracts to become your own bank. We call them wealth accounts. And what that allows you to do is when you fund the wealth account, 80% of the money goes towards what is called cash value, which earns a guaranteed return for life. But you can also borrow against that cash value whenever you want without having to get any permission. And you can use that to invest in real estate. You can invest in whatever you want. It's a phenomenal way to take your money out. So imagine it this way. Imagine your money in a 401k, right? Because people are familiar with how a 401k works. But imagine you can borrow that money and invest in, like say, real estate, but the 401k does not go down in value and does not stop earning the interest. So you essentially have, let's say you have $10,000 in a wealth account earning 5%, compounded for life. You can have that same $10,000 in your hands to invest in something else, but the $10,000 in your wealth account does not go away either. It's an incredible strategy. It's why it's called basically becoming your own bank, because you can actually take your money into two places at the same time, but you get the benefit that the banks normally get. So why do banks have the biggest buildings? Because they're taking so much money in fees and interest from everybody. But what if you became the bank? You get that all of a sudden. And also these are called dividend paying strategies. So they actually pay dividends as well because they're mutual insurance companies, mutual meaning that you are the owners of the companies. And the companies that people use to do these have been around for well over 100 years. So they are very long-standing companies. So it's a very little known strategy. So we have training on how that strategy works, how to implement it, and then how to obviously leverage it to acquire assets. Muriel said they're 30-day. Yeah, it's a 30-day. We have a 30-day guarantee. So if you jump inside there, look around, poke it, watch the videos, join the Q&As, and if for whatever reason it doesn't fit, you have a 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. So definitely we have that in there for you. Someone at BC said, are the courses recorded, accessed on the web? Yes, they are. So it's an online membership site. We're actually building a pretty high-end site right now. It's going to go live here today or tomorrow. But yes, it's definitely it's a really nice site. It's all online there, and also we can make them downloadable as well. Yes, 30-day money back guarantee is in writing. So it's on all of our stuff. It's on in our terms and conditions. And someone asked a question about the advisors. Okay, that's a good question about the advisors. Yeah, so what we do is we're always working with advisors on different strategies. So we're always going to masterminds, high-level masterminds. We're always working with testing out strategies. And so at least once a month, we're adding new content. So there's always new content coming in, different things that we've learned or different things that our advisors are sharing, different strategies. It can be investing in, as I said before, oil and gas, can be investing in real estate, different ways to do that. So if anybody has any questions about like tax strategies or wants to work with someone different, we have access to those individuals that can teach those different strategies. So there's a lot of different content inside there, but we're always adding new content. This is not something that's like it's one and done. That's what makes this so unique. Our membership loves the aspect of there's always new things. As the market changes, as strategies change, we're always adding new content. We're always updating the content, finding new advisors, picking their brains, and it's a lot of fun because things are always changing. You have advisors that have different opinions on things, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Our members love the aspect that they can work with advisors too. So members are always working with our advisors one-on-one. So keep that in mind. We have a pretty vast network, and so if anybody has any requests, they send them to us, and we reach out to our network. We almost 99% of the time we have an advisor that fits. Will those advisors charge specific separate fees? Well, it depends on the services. So like if you're going to go get a full-blown tax plan done, there's usually a fee with that. Or if you're going to have your taxes done by someone, there can be a fee with that. But for most of our advisors, they do consultations a lot. Some of them do hours of consultation with our members for no additional fees. So as an example, recently someone said, hey, I want to set up oil and gas, and I would need to set up some pretty extravagant entity protection. And so they had hours of consultation with our advisors. No cost associated with that. And then all of our investment advisors, so advisors that come to the table that have investment opportunities, there's typically no fee there. It's just if you want to invest in the strategy, like buy real estate from them or not, there's no fee associated with doing that. Are there dividend stock strategies? That's a good question right there. So there are some dividend stock strategies. Right now we have some option strategies, and there's a couple of advisors we're actually working with right now to provide content. That is one of them. Because we're always updating the content too, by the way. So some of the content we take down, it's outdated, and we go and update it. So like right now we have about 5 more advisors coming on board over the next 6 months that we're going to be doing strategies with, and stock option strategies is one of the ones I want to focus on because that is a great one for cash flow. So we have about 2 advisors I want to bring on board right now that we're talking with, and we have some already on board that we're doing some lessons with here in the next couple of months on that strategy. See, someone sent me a private one. Something about the real estate course. Let me read this for a sec. So the real estate course, it's not like a module where you have to go through it 1 week at a time. It's a 6-week course, but you can go through it at your own pace, and that teaches how to invest in either flips, if you want to do wholesale, so you want to do rental properties, if you're doing just rehab and buy and hold, turnkey investing. See, owner financing strategies, that's all inside there. So it's got a ton of strategies inside there. But what that course does is it allows you to look at your resources and the resources that each of those strategies requires, and you can choose which one you want or which one is the best fit for you, and then go learn about it. That's what that course, that's why it's such a unique course, is that it's not just one thing, one strategy. It's multiple strategies, but you can choose which one you want to learn about. And then if you want to learn a different one, you can come back to the course and learn that second one. So I remember like that one because of that reason. It's a multiple strategies, all the resources for each one. Yes, the Wealth Blueprint is downloadable. It's a fillable PDF, so you can download that at your leisure and fill it out. And then, as I said, when you send that to me, my personal email, by the way, is brian@theelevationgroup.com. Go ahead and send that to me, and I'll hop on a call with you and go through it and make sure that you're set on the right path. Because when you know what your direction you're going, when you know your roadmap and the end results, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, when you're creating wealth and doing these things, and that's what our whole membership is all about: is to give you the resources, the tools, the strategy, but the experts to create wealth and follow the 5 pillars, implement them in your life. But also, access is the biggest thing that we value inside here. And just for everybody who's still on here, by the way, I was a member of this business at the Elevation Group before I became the owner. So I definitely believe in it. I use the strategies inside there to create wealth in my own life. I was a member, and that being a member allowed me to use the strategies that then also allowed me to become the owner, to actually acquire the business. So I definitely believe in it, and definitely seen the success and helped a lot of members. Hundreds of our members do the same thing.
All right, Brian, there's one more question on the board. There are many real estate courses out there. What's unique about yours? Like the major highlights?
So ours is unique in the fact that most courses will stick with one strategy. And if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit for you. What ours does is unique in that it identifies the basically the 5 main strategies that are out there to get started with, and what the resources are that you need to get each one working. And then it allows you to see which one you fit with. We also help you identify what your resources are and your skill sets, kind of who you are as an investor, and pairs you up with the best strategy. But also what I have found out by spending tens of thousands of dollars on real estate courses is that when you learn one strategy, you're eventually going to do another strategy. You're not going to stick with one forever. You're going to learn other ones. And so what happens is you do one strategy, and then all of a sudden you're like saying, oh, well, now I got to figure out this other one. And so you got to go get the information, a course on the other one. What we've done is taken all of that we've done our whole journey and put it inside there. And so we help people identify which is the best one for them to start with, but also when they're ready to learn the next stage or the next strategy, we have that in there as well. So it's a full real estate course. It's not just one and done. It's the full thing. And you have lifetime access to it, the resources, you can download them all. And we've also provided all the contracts, the spreadsheets, the estimate sheets, forecast ones, everything, and walkthrough tutorials on how to do all of them inside there. It's basically, years and years and years of information and stuff, but it's all put into a very specific format, and that allows you to walk through it as you need it. Not, not a fire hose, I guess I would say. So it's definitely unique in that regard, that we help you choose which strategy is the best for you. So William, on that one, when you do the $997, I'm going to convert it to lifetime. So anybody that purchases right now, it'll be lifetime. So just choose that first one, and it will be lifetime. So it right now, when you click there, it will say annual, but we're going to make for everybody in this group, we're going to make them lifetime members, which is something we don't typically do. But I want to make sure I give you guys something, incredible value here, and so we'll do it for lifetime membership.
All right, Brian, your hour is up. I appreciate you being here with us today. Guys, his link is theelevationgroup.com/join now. We've posted it for you in the chat box. We've posted it for you in the Q&A box. So you should be able to grab it and click it. And if you have questions, you can post them in the chat box about his offer, and we will certainly be here to help you. And Brian, thank you so much for coming and spending this hour with us. We're excited to have you here for the first time, and we'll reach out to get you back.
I appreciate that. Yes, and this is a new offer too, so I'm pretty excited to have people inside. And if anybody has any questions you want to ask personally to me, once again, my email is Brian, BRIAN, @theelevationgroup.com. Feel free to reach out to me personally.